And road carnage is a big worry for many Kenyans. And to the latest statistics by the National Transport Safety Authority, over 500 people died in road accidents in the last 4 months. Let's look at some of those statistics and looking at road carnage being on the increase, which is a worrying thing. Now, 546 road fatalities as per March 6, 2017. This is according to NTSA. And of course, we are still at the beginning part of the year. So that's quite a high number. Now, out of these fatalities, let us compare this to 2016, where we have 2,965 road fatalities as per 2016. There was an increase, or rather, there was an increase from 2015, which was 3,050, decrease rather, from 2015, which was 3,057. Then in 2014, there was 2,907. Those numbers there, of course, being close to each other. Now, the worrying thing is that majority of these fatalities are actually on pedestrians. Looking at the figures, we find that 3/5 of the deaths are actually pedestrians. 1,340 out of 2,907 in 2014 were pedestrians. So that's something important to note. Again, looking at 2015, out of 3,057 deaths, 1,344. That is close to half of the deaths here being pedestrians. Let's move on to some more statistics, where we find in 2016, out of 2,900, we have 1,097 again being pedestrian. This, of course, being a very, very high number. Now, as of March 6th, 2017, pedestrian deaths were at 41% of the total 546 deaths. Again, seeing a regular trend here, looking at it being almost half pedestrians. So we need to be careful. A large number of these pedestrians are children. And of course, this would probably be due to the fact that some of these children are going to school, and on their way to school, of course, they're in big numbers, sometimes crossing roads, and that, of course, being one of the reasons. 23% increase in deaths among motorcyclists. Again, looking at the number of motorcycles that are registered right now, there is a huge increase with the border business, of course, growing. So 23%. That is almost a quarter. That is a huge figure. 637 number of deaths caused by motorcycles in 2015. Again, that figure being very high. And 553, the number of deaths caused by motorcycles in 2014. Again, we see a decrease there. Maybe that is because of some of the defensive riding lessons that have been given so far. Then looking at 15% increase of the 9,000 average number of motorcycles registered every month. So there's an increase of about 9,000 pieces, but that's 15% increase of the number of motorcycles that are registered every single month. Now, informed gazetting of the NTSA motorcycle regulations in 2015 maybe might have been one of the reasons why those may have come down, but motorcycles contributed to 21% of the total fatal crashes in this country. So, of course, with whether you are riding on your own or whether you're going to be on a border, then that's something that you need to be very wary and careful about. And, of course, Michelle let us into a secret not too long ago that she just might be on 2 wheels very soon. So, Michelle, you better be taking note of that and ensure that you're well-informed, well-dressed, but more so defensive riding. Now, moving on. Road carnage results have a loss of 5.6% of the GDP, which again is another very worrying statistic, an average of 300 billion. So those deaths and the carnage, of course, costing the country a lot of money there, 300 billion Kenyan shillings. Accidents kill at least 3,000 Kenyans every year. And if we can move on to the next board to show you that out of that number, 15 and 44 years, that's the majority age bracket of those who are found in these accidents. And of course, this would probably be because these are the active members of the society. And active here, we mean by 15 years old, majority of them are probably out there walking about, maybe going to school. By 44 years old, these are those going to work and coming from work. So those are the statistics. But at this